Hello everyone, welcome to a new tutorial in this channel. And today, instead of a Unity tutorial, we're going to be doing a Minecraft modding tutorial, which I didn't have any plans to do except for doing something I would like. I will not tell you, but yeah, I did this just for my free time. So in this tutorial, we're going to be doing the ore generation, which hasn't come up, any tutorial hasn't come out yet for 1.18.1, which is very kind of easy to say the least. So we're gonna be putting some stuff here and then doing some stuff. So let's start on with the tutorial. So first, I've already made it a class here. This is my metal mod which I'm already developing, and I'm not going to continue it until I'm done with other projects. But I'm gonna use this project as my temporary. Since I already made an ore generator, we're gonna make a new one. So there will be nothing here. Okay, so let's create a Java class, and inside let's create our tutorial origin. And inside we're gonna be putting a let me just check. At least three things inside. And to generate an ore, we have to create at least three stuff that we wanted to put in, like the configurations, the placements, and the other stuff that needs to be done. So the first off, let's put in let's type in public static final, and let me check back. Okay, a list of or configuration dot target block states. Let me see. And it's tick loading. Okay. Or since I don't have any, I've already prepared a block which is bronze. I have bronze over here. I will put in the bronze or bronze. Is it target list? This list provides a list of blocks that we wanted to generate. Why do they use this list? Well, usually in the core code of Minecraft, wait, let's go to somewhere to here. I'm gonna type that in just a little bit dumb. Usually we have wait, I wanna pause for a second here. Usually they sometimes have these stuff here, which is this is the core code of Minecraft, and inside here there is some rule test here defining where they would be generated. And some of them are stone ore replaceables, deep ore replaceables, part of the nether, and natural stone. And one of these configuration section target block states, the ore iron target list. This is what we want to have. Like that one target is the iron ore, which will only generate in the stone ore. So it's just a list of generation stuff. So we want to put in list of and or configuration dot target. And first off, I created a bronze ore block, which in here if you have created it, just check out some tutorials somewhere in YouTube. And I've already created it like this. And inside here, we wanted to generate on stone. So we put or configuration dot no or feature dot stone or replaceables, so we can place it on stone. And the block state we want is the let's see our base for the blocks. I have a class here which defines the whole block areas. And we'll go back to our tutorial ore generation. And in the ore features in here, the target we can add or no FMM blocks that are a list of blocks that we've registered and take in what block ore we want. Since I want the bronze ore to be generated, and then we'll take its default block state, we can put it as there. You can add another block, which if you want to put in deep slate version, like this one in the base code, the deep slate or replaceables, which is for the deep slate iron. Now, back in our tutorial origin, let's make our second variable, which defines the vein size, because I don't know why, but they should have made this into one configurable thing. Comment down below why they did this. The three things they have to do to make all of this. So public static final, you see, configure feature. This is the the class for the features. I need to put a question mark, and then we'll put our or bronze. Let's equal to feature utils, which usually in the ore features this is commonly used, like the ore iron feature utils which they use, which I also use, util that registered, and we just want to create the ID for this since they usually do it. So and to define what type of generation is this. So ore bronze, that's what we want to put in. And then we'll get this the configured or configuration we want. Let's see. Oh, speech dot or dot configured, and then we'll take in a the target list, like the target list, and then the usual vein size, the minimum and maximum vein size, I think, because usually this is said to have the vein size, I think. So 13 would be my vein size. Let me see. Not there. Oops. Okay, I need to pause this. Oops, sorry, I had to do something before this. So new ore configuration, and we'll put in our ore bronze target list all the blocks that we want to generate, the target blocks that we want to generate, the bronze ore, and I think the vein size, the default vein size that we want them to generate in. And then finally, the third one for our bronze ore is the placed feature, which will define the placement of the ores. So final placed feature for bronze placement, because usually in these parts the ore feature will go to the source code. Okay, just looked at the core code, and in here they define all the placements. So we'll take in here and see placement utils dot register. Placement utils. This is the core util of Minecraft for placement dot register, and then we want the ore bronze, and should be a different ID, I think. Placement. Let me see. Alright, well, I think I need to put all of, but I define it, and then okay, and then we take our configured feature from above, or bronze dot placed, placed, and then from there we want to take some code out from this from the core code, which is these three. This is the the list of placement modifiers for for the ors, and these two are the most the common. So we want to take these three methods and put it in our class. We wanna place them in the class, and we want this common ore placement because we want usually bronze, some bronze or copper, which is the main compound of bronze, usually generate at common, which is also in the ore placement features, which is I think it's here, copper. So we want to place this in a common ore placement. Ore placement. If you want to make this rare, you can use the rare ore placement, but since we don't want to, we just have to delete this because we don't need to generate a bronze ore in certain rare occurrences. So, common ore placement. And back here, you can see that I don't really know anything about it, so because I'm just a little kid who just thinks it's very good, but I'm following some stuff about these code here. I followed some iron placements and just copied their code. So I just have put 10, just like in my tin. Just like in my tin, I just placed 15, so I'm gonna put 15. I don't know. And then we do the height. We do the height. So the height placement, height range placement dot. I don't know what these triangle or uniform, but if anyone knows, I think this is just the pattern or the arrangement of the ores. Since most ores use in triangle, we're gonna do that. And the vertical. So there are two arguments this takes: the minimum and the maximum. The minimum height and the maximum height. So in ore placements, in our iron, in one of these iron, the iron middle, this generates from the Y level of 24 to the Y level of 56, I think, yeah. If you fact check that, you might get this, I might be correct, if it's based on the base code. So since we want to generate, example, we want to generate below it. So vertical anchor dot, for if it's bottom, this is the lowest Y level. The absolute, the Y level you want. The above bottom, the number you want above the bottom, not the absolute. Example, if you want, since it's, I don't know if negative 20, I have never thought of that, but above bottom, example, if it's negative 2056 and we put 10 in it, and we put 10 inside above bottom, the minimum level would be 246 because you just minus 10 with that. So go to the bottom, which is the minimum of negative 1256, and for the maximum height, we'll just do the absolute value of 56 maybe. What did the iron say? Okay. 40. We'll do the 40. Yeah, 40. Okay, there we go. I think that's all of it. Okay, now we're ready to generate. Now, all what's left here to generate is through an event, with the event which generates the biome or the chunk. So what we'll need to do is to go on to to create a class or an event class which generates everything. So first to create a class, then do this thing which is mod. This is an event bus subscriber which subscribes to events. The mod ID should be your mod ID, and the bus should be the default bus of Forge. So back in my already created, let me see, copy. Okay, biome loading event. So public void, and before we put static, should be static void biome loading, and inside we'll take in the biome loading event. This this is where the biome loads, and in here let's put in the subscribe event. Did it say subscribe event? Okay, subscribe event. Okay, so in our event, so let's do a switch in our event dot category. This should filter out the nether and the end dimension so that we don't generate all the ores in the end and nether. So this is a safety check. So case nether and nether and end, and then we'll just put some empty brackets. And finally the default, and back here, let's see, okay, so do that event, no, uh, tutorial origin, and take our bronze placement. It should be the bronze placement. Huh. I forgot. Event get. No, this is the generation builder, in which the builder that generates the um, biome, and we'll add a feature so that it it could generate the ores. Since we have this place feature or bronze placement, this is what we are gonna add. So back to our copy. Okay. So we have to do it as underground ores. This is um the decoration what we need instead that defines if it's an underground ore or anything that is used for generation. And then finally the last piece of code, to tutorial origin dot or bronze placement, semicolon. There you go. This is the last piece of code, I think, maybe. And maybe yes. Okay. So this might be the last piece of code to review. So let's review. In our tutorial origin, this first data point, this first property this is the defining for what the target blocks that we want to generate. Either deep, you can add the deep slate version of your ore or the normal version of your ore. And this second, we added the bronze ore configure feature, which defines the vein size and somehow the ore bronze target list, I think. And finally, the place feature defines the the position where the ore is about to be generated. So back with it again. And finally, in our Forge Bus subscriber, we go to our biome loading event, and we'll load in the event we'll add this feature, this place feature, so that it will generate the ores while it generates the biome. So this is all what I understand. Maybe you experts know what the real meaning to this is. So let us generate and um, open Minecraft for the next. Okay, now we're in Minecraft. So first, what we're gonna do is find some ores. We have to add an effect. Give dev night vision, and then we're gonna put in 99999, and then amplifier 255, and I'm gonna do. I don't have any was it? Oh, sorry. I don't have any mods of X-rays because this really bugs me out. So we're gonna do it as spectator. So we're gonna find our bronze ore, which we definitely want because considering we sit at Y level, 40, the actual title of Team that was one. So in here we can find it. Maybe it should be also definitely was Hearthstone. So I'm gonna off camera. I still can find it. So there's time. I think so. Yeah, that thing. So being lucky, I just found the ore. So I just found my bronze ore while doing instant spectator mode, and look at it. Look at this. I have the bronze ore now. So that code was to create these bronze ores. So if you are, thank you. So thank you for watching the tutorial, and I might do more tutorials about this. Tutorials about stuff that haven't been